Frieren is an elf. She has lived for centuries. Himmel was the human hero she traveled with for 10 years. A blink of an eye to her, the prime of his whole life to him. He gives her a ring. Decades after he is dead, a priest tells her what the flower on it actually means. Eternal love. And she realizes he knew the whole time. So in this video I want to get into what he was saying without ever saying it, why she never heard it while he was alive, and whether she'll ever get the chance to say it back. Himmel rewards Frieren for finishing a job well done at an accessory stand. She's the one who picks the ring, some simple design she likes, and he just looks at it for a long moment and smiles and thanks the merchant. 29 years after he is dead, a priest explains what that design means. A mirror lotus. In the language of flowers, it stands for eternal love. It might look like she's just reading too much into an old gift, but he's the one who stared at the ring for a long moment before it changed hands, and he never once explained what he saw in it. That's not the only piece either. He has statues of the whole party built across the world. At the time, it just looks like vanity, Himmel and his monuments. It takes her decades to understand why he did it, so that one day after everyone is gone, she wouldn't be completely alone. There's a flower he loved from his hometown, blue moon weed. He told her about it once, but they never got the chance to see it together. After he is gone, she spends 6 months tracking it down, just to plant it around his statue. They might look like gestures, the kind of a thing a hero does when he's just being generous, but add it all up and the pattern's impossible to miss. He had been leaving her messages the whole time. And now that you know that pattern, would you have got it, or does it only click once someone points it out? So Himmel had been sending her a message for years without ever saying it out loud. But here is the real question. Is that even the more interesting half of this story? Or is the more interesting part why she couldn't read any of it, not even in herself? And here is what's actually going on underneath that. Psychologists call it disenfranchised grief. Grief nobody recognizes as real because it doesn't fit a category anyone knows how to name. She's not a widow, she's not a lover, so what she's feeling doesn't seem to have anywhere to go. Not with the people around her, and not even inside herself. At the funeral, people notice. She looks cold, unmoved, like none of it touches her. It's only at the grave that it breaks. She cries and asks herself why she never tried to get to know him better. Here is the problem. Himmel had a language for how he felt. He just never used words for it. That was his language, and it worked even though she never answered back. Even though he never got confirmation she understood any of it. Frieren didn't have a language at all. Elvish time never gave her a reason to learn one sooner. 10 years of traveling was a fraction of a percent of her life. For him, it was the peak of his entire existence. So when he dies, she gets no explanation. She has to piece it together after the fact, hence the name of the anime, Beyond Journey's End. A ring she wears without understanding, a priest who has to translate the symbol for her, and only then does she find out what he gave her. Same love, two completely different languages. He knew how to show it, she couldn't even recognize it in herself until she had already lost him. Have you ever had someone show you how they felt and only realized it after they were already gone? Let me know. So now we know what happened and why, but there is a harder question left. What happens to someone who finally learns the language of love, right after the one person who was teaching it to her is already gone? Frieren doesn't go home and sit with her grief. She sets out to find Fern and Stark to actually learn what it means to be a human while she still can. There is a place, Aureole, said to be where souls rest, and Frieren wants to get there, to finally understand him the way she couldn't while he was alive. This could be the clean ending. She learns the language, she finally gets to use it, and the loop closes. Except the story never confirms any of it. Whether she gets there, whether he's waiting, none of it is answered. Frieren might spend centuries becoming the one person alive who can translate the language of love she never heard in time. And she still might never get the chance to use it on the one person she actually learned it for. Himmel had been saying it the whole time, through gestures she couldn't read until it was already too late. Frieren learned to hear it eventually, just decades later than she needed to. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.